everyone, and welcome to Time and Money Mastery. We are your co-hosts. I'm Indiana.
And I'm Sam. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our episodes. Now, let's get started.
Hey guys, welcome back to Time Money Mastery. You have both co-hosts today, myself, Indiana, and the lovely Sam. And today is going to be the first episode that will kickstart our new side hustle series, where we're going to dive in and explore all the different ways that you guys can boost your income. I'm super excited for this topic. I've been working really hard the last sort of 6 months or so to increase my income sources and just really kickstart the side hustle life. And it's going really well. Recently, I discovered something called market research, and that's what we're going to be focusing on today. So before we dive into it, Sam, what do you know about market research?
Okay, so I'm going to preface this by saying that all of my knowledge about market research prior to like the last 3 weeks is absolutely embarrassing. I was so uneducated. So I am only sharing this because I'm sure that our listeners can sort of agree and relate to this, or hopefully I'm not the only one. But I literally used to think market research was like, those pop-up ads that would come up and they would say, oh, give us your opinion for $5. And I literally thought it was a scam. I thought it was a virus. I was like, someone's going to take my bank details and take all my money. That's literally what I thought market research was. Like, I know slightly better now because you've been educating me, which is why I think this topic is so important, because there's just so much opportunity here.
Yeah, it's actually really, really cool. Like, it's kind of like, I used to want to do market research like for a profession, and then it kind of just like slipped out of my mind and I totally forgot about it. And I totally forgot that it's a thing that you can participate in. So yeah, let's dive into it because it's pretty cool. So basically, market research is when a company hires an independent research agency. It directly involves the consumer in the creation of the product or the service. So basically involving the consumer, making sure that, their target audience is actually connecting with this new product and service. It basically gathers a panel of consumers that answer questions, interact with a new program or dashboard, taste test a product, etc., etc. So it's basically, actually getting your target audience involved with the creation of your new product. And it's really cool because the company is getting independent feedback on what their target audience likes, dislikes, and how they can improve it so it's more likely to be purchased. So as a consumer, you're getting like input into how this new product or service is going to be marketed, how it's going to end up looking. And yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it definitely sounds really, really cool. And you can already hear there are so many benefits for different companies to get involved in market research. But what do you think would be the benefits of, say, the consumers like you and I or our listeners getting involved in market research?
Yeah, so aside from, being a total nerd like me, who likes just knowing that they're, inputting on what products are coming out, there's obviously financial benefits to participating. So there's monetary ones, there's gift cards, there's like all sorts of cool things. So the two biggest ones are either like a cash reward or a gift card reward, and they each have their pros and cons. And, the benefits are actually pretty cool. So, it's not going to be a $5 survey. Well, sometimes it is, but, more often than not, it's actually in the $75 to $250 range. So, pretty decent for an hour or two of your time, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, and if you think of it that way, like most people's hourly rate is so much less than that for doing something that could really be a lot harder than just giving your opinion, filling out a survey, or like hopping onto a Zoom call. Now, I've noticed that a lot of the research opportunities that I've been exposed to, they're not like, you don't even have to go anywhere because of COVID. You can literally do it from the comfort of your own home, and you can do it like back to back, and it's actually such a great opportunity. And so, Indy, what do you love about market research as an income stream?
Well, I love that it's really flexible. You can do it sort of when it fits in with your schedule. You know, there will be allocated time slots from the company, but there's usually, you know, like 5 to 10 options. So I squeeze it in before I start work, or, you know, a quick one at lunchtime or after work. And, you know, it's not impacting my day-to-day life. It's also just, it's just slotting into those little nooks and crannies. And it's quite fun. Like everything that I've participated in so far has actually been really interesting. Like I've done some really fun ones, like, you know, talk about beer brands, or, you know, one really cool one I did was I got to try some new tanning products that were coming out, and, you know, they sent me full-size samples. I had to use the tanning products, take pictures, give my feedback and send it back in. And I got paid for that. Like that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. You literally got like a free tan, or not even free tan, you got paid to get a tan. That's awesome.
Yeah, essentially. And like, you know, knowing that I'm inputting on that brand that was, you know, a really cool big brand, and then I'm going to see that come out on the shelves and know that I had an input on that, which is cool. But, you know, I think for most people, the coolest thing will just be getting the money for giving your opinions, which is, you know,
Yeah.
also cool.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I love hearing how passionate you are about how your opinion like makes a difference. I think that that's just really awesome. Now, I guess my biggest concern going into market research was having absolutely no idea how to even start. So, how to know the legit ones from the ones that might actually be a scam. Are there any that are like a scam? So, I guess I'd love to know your insight about if someone was listening right now, they're like, okay, cool, I'm sold. I want to get involved in market research. How would they go about doing that?
Yeah, so there's a whole bunch that are tried and tested that, you know, I've heard heaps of people use, like kind of in my community. I've seen feedback and reviews and that sort of thing. So I definitely would say, you know, be cautious. Don't just sign up for anything that you come across. Make sure it does seem like it's legit and you can see, you know, who is running it. You know, are they contactable? Is it based in your country? That sort of thing. Otherwise, if you're super like skeptical, we will have a PDF cheat sheet that you'll be able to find in the show notes with all our tried and tested survey platforms that we know are like legit, they pay well, and, you know, they're really, really, really good. So that's what I would say. I've also got some do's and don'ts that I want to share with you guys just to kind of help you make sure you're getting all the surveys possible and that you don't get screened out. So a couple of the do's is, you know, put honest information, regularly update your profile. That's one that I found has been really good. Like if you move house, make sure you update your address because there might be new surveys in the new area, or you might be closer to a new shopping center, you know, things like that. Then I'd say make sure you apply for everything. So every survey that you get, make sure you apply for it. Even if you get screened out and you're ineligible, it kind of, I feel like it shows that you're active, and so they send you more. So I find that the more I respond to, the more I receive. So that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
because they know that you're interested in it, hey, as opposed to just someone
Yeah.
who's just signed up and forgotten about it.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people just sign up to everything and then maybe they never even check their spam folder. So I think if you're updating your profile and you're engaged with the opportunities, like they keep sending you more. Put multiple availabilities. So usually, like I said, there's like 5 to 10 time slots. You know, put as many as you can. If you just put one, that might be the most popular one and it might fill up straight away. So you might not get a chance at that $100 survey. So, you know, put multiple availabilities and notify the facilitators if you can't attend. So it's like kind of if you were to go to a job interview, you know, if you were running late or you can't go anymore, you know, it's just like kind of respectful to let them know. So that way they won't screen you out and bar you, because, you know, if you start not showing up, that's a slot that they then, you know, didn't fill, and then they've got to go and do it again. So it's a waste of their time and money. So make sure you kind of, you know, are respectful and you notify the facilitators if you can't attend, and that way you'll definitely be invited back for more.
Such great advice. And I think a lot of them, like on the surface, feel very commonsensical. But at the same time, I know that if people didn't think these things were important, they would be like, oh, it's just $100 or it's just one research opportunity. Like it's not a big deal. But like stacked up, especially in the way that you explained it, like stacked up, it could really put a lot of red flags against your name and stop you from being like you said, invited back to do more.
Yeah, definitely. And there's only so many, Australian research companies. So, word will get around.
Yeah,
And,
definitely.
they, especially if it's one company, like they'll just flag your account and just be like, don't send her anymore. So you don't want that, because it can actually be pretty, rewarding. So a couple of don'ts on the back of that is, don't use fake information, especially like if you say, I don't know why you would, but if you said you're a male and you're a female, or if you said you're something completely different, like you said you were 55 and you're actually 25, if you go and jump on a Zoom session and they see that that doesn't match up, you're going to be in a little bit of a tricky situation.
Yeah, for sure.
And then they're probably going to flag you and you won't get invited back.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Just imagine
Yeah.
going into a Zoom call with like 50 other males and you're the
Yeah.
only female because they only wanted males. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. Don't overthink the questions. I find sometimes I'm like they're not always yes or no. It's kind of like, well, depends on the day, depends on this, that. Just give your straight first up answer is usually the correct one. And of course, like these are generally products and services that aren't released to the public yet. So, everything is confidential. You have to agree to confidentiality and, not spreading that information. So don't get yourself in trouble, because it's not worth $100 gift card if you get sued.
Oh, yeah, true. Imagine. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Well, those are some excellent points. And I think that that gives our listeners and gives me a lot of insight into going into market research, knowing that I don't have to be nervous or scared or anything like that. So I guess I'm curious to know what about your experiences in terms of, you mentioned like the compensation a lot of the time is like cash versus gift card. Like, what do you feel has been the most, I guess, common rewards that you've gotten in the ones that you've done?
Yeah, so the amounts themselves vary, and I'll touch on that later. But basically, the two options you'll get as a reward is, and not always, like some companies are gift card only, but some companies are cash or gift card. You just got to keep in mind that, in Australia at least, like, any cash that you receive is a taxable income. So you will have to claim it on your tax return. Don't go getting yourself in any trouble there. And
True.
you can claim it as a gift card. And from what I understand, what I've researched, gift cards under $300 are tax free. So obviously
Oh,
just
cool.
yeah, so obviously just check your local tax laws. I'm definitely not a tax agent, disclaimer. But from what I've seen, they are tax free. So I tend to go for the gift card option and use it for groceries and things like that. They have an extremely large range of things that you can, use your gift cards for. Like everything from, your groceries, your petrol. You can literally go to Priceline Pharmacy and buy your makeup. You can use it for Jetstar flight vouchers. Like, it's not just like, oh, you get a gift card and you can't use it. It's like you can literally, it's called a flexi card. So you can choose which provider you go with. It's flexible. So it's pretty
Oh,
cool.
so it sounds like it's as good as cash in a lot of ways, right?
Essentially, except that it's, tax free.
Not cash, yeah. Exactly. Cool. Well, so I've noticed that in the last couple of weeks, especially, like you've been sending me a lot of opportunities, which thank you. I'm very appreciative of. So I've
Yeah.
been filling out surveys, trying to get myself into different opportunities. I would love for you to share with our listeners now what your favorite, I don't know, providers are. I don't know if that's the word for it, but your favorite or your go-to market research companies that you would sort of troll for opportunities on.
Yeah. So, like I said, if you want to see like the full list of companies that are available in Australia, that'll be in the show notes. But my top ones that I've used and I found like give me the most opportunities and sort of pay the highest are as follows. So, my top one is Real Time Research, Stable Soapbox, kind of a weird name. 3 is Askable, and 4 is Farron Research. So real-time research and stable soapbox are pretty like on par. I get a lot of opportunities from both of them, and they're both pretty similar. They're both around the $100 to $200 mark. Askable is a lot more varied. I think it's more of like anyone can apply on both the business and consumer side. So it's a little bit more varied. So it could literally just be like university students who have to do, an assessment and they need some respondents. So, it could be like $5 or it could be $35. Like, I find it's a lot smaller of a range, but there's a lot more variety of tasks. There's kind of like something for everyone in there. And then Farron Research is a pretty cool one. They don't have as many, or at least for me. See, that's the thing is like, obviously you put in your own details and your own circumstances, so you'll get different opportunities. But for me, that one's probably been the least frequent. But that was the one that sent me out tanning products and also some feminine hygiene products. So they were ones that sent me like physical products, and I really enjoyed that. And they pay cash as well, which is probably important to some people. So I thought I'd throw that in there.
Cool.
And then I guess I'll just say like those ones, like kind of what they pay, like real-time research is like, I haven't been paid less than 100 from that. So it's like 100 to 250. Stable is 100 to 150 plus. Another one that I didn't mention actually is chitchat research. That's a good one as well. I've received a couple of surveys from them, all about $90 and above, but I haven't qualified for them. But at least that's one that, they're actively sending out research opportunities to people. So that's a good one to keep in mind as well. So yeah, that's kind of like a really cool way of doing it. And, just apply for everything and make sure like, you're being honest, but also think about your answers. Like, if say it's a product testing for, a meat product and you don't eat meat, if you go to apply for that, they're going to ask you, do you eat meat? And you say no, you're instantly going to get screened out. So it's like, just kind of use your common sense with these kind of things. Like, read it, are you eligible for it, and then apply for it. And if you're not sure if you're eligible or not, I'd still give it a go anyway, and then it will let you know if you get screened out or not.
Yeah, like my experience doing these surveys, I've been screened out of a lot of things only because of my age. So a lot of them have been like 25 to 50 or 25 and above, and I'm still sitting at 24. So I'm just waiting for my birthday so I can actually get these like more lucrative opportunities. But I have noticed when I'm doing the surveys, when I answer a question, I'll know which question screens me out most of the time, because that's when they say, oh, unfortunately you don't qualify. But what's really cool is that all of these surveys like take, I don't know, 2 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, absolute max. And it doesn't take a lot of effort as well. Like, I think for me, one of the things that really turned me off before I actually got out and got educated, when I was still ignorant, was thinking that they would take my opinion and take my time and then tell me that I didn't qualify. And so it was kind of like, oh, well, what's the point if I'm not going to qualify anyway? But what's really cool is that even if you don't qualify, it doesn't take very long to find out if you do. So the potential reward, the potential reward far outweighs like the potential cost of needing to spend 2 minutes or 5 minutes. Like, I don't know if I told you, Indy, but like I was doing like surveys while I was walking on the treadmill, for example. Like, didn't have to use any extra time. When I was like literally like waiting for my sister, I was picking her up, so I was parked near the train station. I literally did like 3 surveys while waiting, and that was time I would have otherwise been like scrolling on Instagram, for example. And there was the potential of earning a couple bucks or a couple $100 even, depending on which ones I qualified for. So I think it is still really cool. All of the, I guess, sort of potential cons to doing it all seem to be outweighed by like the benefits, or even just the potential benefits as well. I'm curious to know whether you're comfortable sharing how much you've made through market research in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a time and money mastery podcast. So, we're all about, making finances more, what's it called? Like less stigmatized. Like, we should be able to talk about money. Like, there's nothing, I think we should celebrate that. So it's really cool. We're on the 19th of March. So we're about just over halfway, and I've actually already made $420 this month.
Damn.
How good is that?
That's $420 that you otherwise would have had to take out of your income, like to spend on anything else. You would have had to take out of your income,
Yeah,
which
it's
is
pretty cool.
absolutely insane.
And like you might think, oh, like how many did she do? Like, you know, were they all like $50 each? And it's like, no, like that's only 4 surveys. So that's, you know, I think it was like 3 100s and a 120. So only 4 surveys in 2 weeks. And I made $420. That's pretty good.
That is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And if you even think about it, like say the average person earns like $25 to $30 an hour, that is more than a day's salary for like doing surveys. Do you know what I mean? And you wouldn't have spent like a day doing the surveys either. Like,
no, they're like an hour or 2 max. Yeah.
Exactly. Crazy. That is awesome. And you're just getting me so excited. I literally just want to hop onto the dashboards and apply for all of them now.
Yes.
Indeed, this is so exciting. I have so much, like, I've gotten so much insight just from this like podcast episode, not to mention all of the information you've shared with me offline as well. But I'm really excited for our listeners to be able to jump straight in. So where can they find more information about this?
Yeah, so I am going to whip something up for you guys, and we're going to have a downloadable PDF that you can grab, and the link will be in the show notes, or it'll be linked in our Instagram at Time Money Mastery. And basically it's just going to be like a go-to guide of, you know, which providers are the best paying, which ones, you know, give you the most frequent opportunities, the exact links to sign up, and you know, the websites and everything, so you know it's all legit and it's all in one place. Because I know sort of like as we've been doing this over the last few weeks, I've just been throwing things at you like, ooh, try this one and try this one. And you're like, oh my God, I can't keep up. I need to write them down. So I was like, don't worry.
Literally, I've had to ask her for links a few times. So I'm actually going to get this PDF before you make it live so I can use it, because I think I need it to make sure I didn't miss anything.
And like, it's pretty cool. Like, it's going to be a free PDF, and just download it with all the links, sign up to them all, and make sure you're regularly updating your profile and just be like active with it. Make sure you check your junk mail. A lot of them go to your junk mail. And if you sort of not replying pretty quickly, you're probably going to miss out, because they are pretty popular, because, you know, they pay so well. So try to respond to the survey as quick as possible so that they don't fill up before you get a chance. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. In the next few episodes, we're going to look at other ways to make some side hustle income. This month total, I'm currently on about $750. And
what?
Yeah, I know.
Wow,
it's
that's
crazy. And that's like just from the side hustle research kind of things that I've been doing for you guys. So the next episode will dive in a bit more into where the rest of that money is coming from. So thanks so much for joining me today, Sam, and we'll chat soon. So that's a wrap. If you loved today's episode, leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and let us know why you loved it.
And if you know someone who needs to hear this, then send it their way and share it to your stories, tagging us at Time Money Mastery.
Feel like you're wanting just a little more? Jump on over to our Facebook community. You can find the link in the show notes.
That's all from us today, fam. We'll see you soon.